What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black. That's STEVEE the Black. I'm back, and I'm here to give you another Smackdown live review today. First, I'm just gonna say right off the bat that Raw was better this week than SmackDown Live. I don't know why they took a step back, but they did. But you know what? At the end of the review, I'll give my grade. I gave Raw a 7, so just keep that in mind when I'm talking about everything. So Raw kicks off with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, and they're talking about how much of a dilemma they have on their hands. They say Daniel Bryan thinks that Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble, so he has earned his right to face Bray Wyatt for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, even though he gave it away. Shane is on AJ Styles' side, and he's like, AJ won his match last week against Luke Harper, so he deserves to go off of it. And they were going back and forth with that for a while and showing different clips, and it was a waste of time, and no one really needed to see that, especially when they announced earlier in the week, or last week, or whatever, that it was going to be AJ Styles versus Randy Orton for the title. So they could have just came out and said, you know what, we had disagreement. AJ clearly deserves it. Randy Orton deserves it because he won the Rumble. AJ deserves it because, he won the match against Luke Harper last week. So it's kind of a dilemma. So what we decided to do was book him in the match. He didn't even need to be out there. But fine, if you want to get out there to get a couple pops or whatever, that's fine. But I gave the opening a D because it was not needed. It really wasn't. Next, we had John Cena and Nikki Bella taking on James Ellsworth and Carmella. I gave it a C because it wasn't horrible, but it was Nikki and John have a few ways to go before they're really connecting, because John and Nikki seemed out of sync. So hopefully the next couple weeks, I don't know, there's not too many other guys who can tag team and mix tag team with them, unless they do Cena versus Miz one day and Nikki versus Maurice another time or whatever like that. But I mean, it's like they need a little bit more connection if they want to be right, because they seem to be off. I know the whole do the moves at the same time thing is popular and everything like that, but luckily we still have a few weeks to go to WrestleMania. After the match, Cena and Nikki Bella won. The Miz attacked him and put on an excellent promo, so I gave it a C. Next, Kurt Hawkins comes out and he calls out Dean Ambrose, says he wants to get him back for what he did to him last week. Dean Ambrose comes out, clotheslines him, calls out Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin says, you know what, you better enjoy what you have now, because when it's my time and I decide to come out after you, I will take your Intercontinental Championship. So Dean goes after him, but before he does, he gives Kurt Hawkins a dirty deeds. Isn't it funny how for weeks they were promoting Kurt Hawkins, and now he's here and he's a complete joke. I just think that's funny. So he goes after Corbin. Corbin sneaks up behind him, beats him up, and then puts a forklift on him. But it didn't even look like he was even touching him, which it probably wasn't. Ambrose faking going, oh, 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 oh. So I just thought that was like, wow, SmackDown was that bad? C, because it's Ambrose. But that's it. Next, we had the Blisseration. Oh, it gets much worse than the Ambrose on the forklift thing. I know they really couldn't do it because it might really hurt him for real, but so I get that part, which is why I gave it a C, so it's understandable. But the Blisseration, oh my God, nobody did not even care what Alexa Bliss and Mickie James are out to talk about. I mean, they just didn't care. The crowd was silent, dead. Even when Becky Lynch came out, no one cared. This segment was dumb. Then Daniel Bryan comes out. He says at WrestleMania, every available women on the SmackDown Live roster will get an opportunity at Carmella's Championship. So I hope it's not a battle royal. I hope it's an actual match, and it's like an elimination match, like how the title was first brought in at Backlash. I hope it's an elimination match where the last woman standing gets to be called the SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Hopefully Naomi can come back and show winning in Orlando, which will be great. So I gave that a D. But while Dan Bryan was out there, he did channel his inner Teddy Long, holla 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 player, and made a tag team match between Becky Lynch, Natalya, Mickie James, and Alexa Bliss. Natalya turned on Lynch, allowed them to cover, and then after the match, Mickie James attacked Alexa Bliss and said she's coming for that title at WrestleMania. And then, so I gave that match I actually didn't give it a grade. I'm giving it a D. So 2 straight D's for the women's segment. Not very good. What did I give for the women's on Raw? Let me see, because I have it on the same page here. I gave it a B. So, women on Raw win this week. They normally do, but even still. Next, and finally, we had AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Long anticipated match between these two. The match was pretty good for what it was. I specifically liked the part where AJ was going for the phenomenal forearm, tricked Randy Orton, who was going to go for the RKO. I thought that spot was nice. And then he goes for the 450 splash. Randy Orton gets out of the way, push up, RKO, 1, 2, 3, that's it. Here's my problem with that. So obviously we know that Bray Wyatt is a WWE champion. So far, this is a forgettable reign. He has not done anything. He has not proven. I forget. The thing with him and Ambrose is you forget that they're a champion. Because, I mean, at least Ambrose, he's there every week. Bray Wyatt has been gone like 2 out of the last 3 or 4 weeks that have decisions claiming his title of the people who are going to face him. Especially what happened with last week. You would think Bray Wyatt would be so upset, so angry at what Randy Orton did, that he would come out in the middle of the match and attack Randy Orton because he can't wait to get his hands on him. Or he might come out, or what he'll do is he comes out, he'll attack Randy Orton, which means Randy Orton wins by DQ, which means he goes on to face him. AJ, who would be mad, understandably, would go after Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt will be mauling and walling on him. And then that could set up a triple threat match. I know for the WWE Championship, because I know AJ, I know they've been building this Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt feud since August, September. For this whole time, I know they've been building it since then, and that's fine. But after the 2016 that AJ Styles had, which if we had the Slammies, he would have been Superstar of the Year. At least in my opinion, he should have. He deserves a WrestleMania main event match, not a match against Shane McMahon. It's not a knock against Shane McMahon. It's just Shane McMahon was brought in because John Cena couldn't go. Yes, we like Shane McMahon, but Shane McMahon can just be the general manager or the commissioner or whatever. He doesn't have to be in the ring, especially what happened to him at Survivor Series, which I thought them taking Baron Corbin, that was wrong, because I would have loved to see Baron Corbin take on Braun Strowman. I think that would have been a fun match, especially the way they're building up Braun Strowman right now. Bro, that would have been a fun match. Especially, I mean, we saw what happened at the Rumble. He eliminated him. But the point I'm trying to make is this. I mean, AJ Styles, does he not deserve to be in the main event? Well, we all know it won't be the main event, but one of the main event matches, does he not deserve to be? He doesn't have to win the match. It can be Bray Wyatt or Randy Orton because it's their story, but because he interfered in his match and caused him to lose, AJ is automatically in there. It doesn't have to be against Shane McMahon. Once again, Vince letting his ego get in the way of things that should not be happening. Again, it's not a knock against Shane McMahon. Shane's great, but it should be a triple threat, in my opinion. Matter of fact, it should have been a triple threat between or between Luke Harper, Randy Orton, and Bray Wyatt. That would have been even better. If not that, then you have the triple threat with AJ Styles. But, I mean, I'm even hearing rumors now that Luke Harper's going to get back together with Bray Wyatt. So what was all this for? This makes no sense. The mind of whoever's coming up with this stuff, oh my god. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think it should be a triple threat match? Do you think it should be Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship? Because I certainly think it do. I think AJ has deserved it, especially after the year that he had. 2016 was the year of AJ Styles. So that has been the video for today. I said that Raw got a 7 out of 10 last week. SmackDown definitely got a 6. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't this. Look, SmackDown's been beating Raw not because it's been that much better. And I don't blame the third hour, because if Raw this week was good. It was good. It just wasn't great. But SmackDown has just been consistently good. SmackDown Live. This week it was not good. It is what it is. So hopefully things will be back to normal next week on SmackDown, and we don't have this Raw's doing better, and especially since I'm hearing Finn Balor might be back next week. So that's really gonna make it harder for SmackDown to keep up its game. And everything with the Undertaker and Roman Reigns and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, and by the way, so Mojo Rawley's in the back. He's getting interviewed, and he puts himself in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And Dolph Ziggler comes up, and he's like, "What do you want, a pat on the back or whatever? No one's here to hold your hand or whatever like that." He's like, "WrestleMania moments are earned." And so, obviously, Mojo Rawley comes back with a great comeback. Oh, is that really true? So how come you haven't had your WrestleMania moment yet? Which is true. Ziggler hasn't had that yet. And so now he's going to be in a feud with Mojo Rawley. For all I know, I guess Ziggler's going to be in the Iron the Giant Memorial Battle Royal now. Maybe he's going to win. I don't know. But you're putting Ziggler, you're putting him in these stupid feuds against Kalisto, against what's his name? Apollo Crews, against Mojo Rawley. You need to give Dolph Ziggler a real competitor, not someone who we easily know he's going to be, or someone we at least care about. So, I mean, that's been about the video for today. SmackDown gets a 6 out of 5. Raw gets a 7 out of 5. So Raw just barely beat SmackDown, but obviously Raw is the winner this week. 4 weeks down to go until WrestleMania. So with that being said, that's about it. And if you're not down with that, just got 2 words for you. Peace out.